I am a mom. I am an RN, or registered nurse. When I came up from Jamaica,
and I'm telling you, this is a great opportunity, guys, because when I get to find out how it works and the training program that we get, I'm like, wow, why didn't I find out about this longer?
Right, but you're busy, you don't have the time, you don't have the time for John Tom. You got John Tom, we're going to make John Tom money. But you don't have the time to work for yourself and also, boy, this is something you can pass on to your family.
And I'm so happy that I had started this business almost 2 years ago.
When I think about not able to secure a better future for her, that didn't sit very well with me. And working paycheck to paycheck, that wasn't going to cut it for me either. So I know I wanted to do something different. I know I had to go in search of something different to provide a better life for her and for myself.
Good thing about it, it tells you about how you can actually get a pension from this business, guys. This is not a fake business. This is not a scam.
So I thought, no, I have to have a look into this. I just could not sleep. I didn't trust anything online, but seeing this made me think, come on, you have to look into this. I didn't want to say it to my husband, but when I looked at it, the more I looked at it, I couldn't sleep. I said, no, let's have a look into this.
This country, I believe, have a way of just, it's designed a way to make you want to almost forget those dreams that you had coming here. Because you come to the hustle and the bustle and you just always on the go. And you feel like, because I know people may talk to and them say, why, maybe I may not have the time.
With your family, time with your children, time to do things the way you want to do it, not on somebody else's clock.
When we're in a right now, I can't even imagine. If me, you with them grow up, what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
So in my mind, me have to want that me think, why the thought of working for the next 10, 15 years, 20 years for somebody. When I thought about that, me I said, yo, no.
And I highlighted everything to him. We both had a look through. And he said, you know what, Lise, if you say you're going to go for something, and I know anything you say you're doing, it always comes up good. So just go for it. If that's what you say you're going to do, don't hold back. Luckily, I didn't have anybody to hold me back. I didn't have any skeptical person behind to hold me back. So ever since I hopped on, and that's been my journey since. So that's where I started.
Not on somebody telling you, okay, yes, you can take leave, or yes, you were allowed to do this. I am not that kind of person. And after a while, I just got tired of it, having to ask.
And just taking that simple leap of faith it could do wonders.
Flexibility for it to be done from anywhere and at any time, that's even more amazing for me. So
I'm planning for my retirement, and I want to cut back and go part-time. And this business came in just handy.
I'll encourage anybody that is looking on, man or woman, it doesn't matter. This is an easy work to do.
And so I just thank God for this business. It's just working phenomenally. This business is just a godsend, ladies. And, I just appreciate this business. And the sky is pretty much the limit with this business, growing from strength to
people,
strength.
When you got the dream, them want to come away. I dig them up because they can become real, right? This business I work, connect with anyone away and come check the thing out because the thing I work. Your dream them can't come true, man. I told you. You understand? So maybe this time I feel time, at the right time, I see it right now.
I'm saying, put the right foot forward and jump into it and let's go.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. It took me a minute to get myself unmuted. But good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of Mecwa Talk with Kadian and Jody, where we share our journey to online business ownership using a proven system. We are all individual business owners, and we want to share it with the world. I'm currently in Alberta, Canada. I'm a registered dental hygienist. I'm a mom. I'm a Christian. I serve in church, and I run my own business, even with a busy schedule. Now, when I started my business a couple years ago, I was really just looking for time with my son. I was feeling guilty being a single parent and, seeing, my son's peers have 2-parent households where they could be there for every game, be there for every milestone, and not miss out on anything. And sometimes my son was at soccer games by himself with no one there to cheer him on. And I felt really guilty. So I was just looking for time freedom. I was looking for flexibility. And I found that in running my own business online. I still work full time as a dental hygienist, but I'm able to also have my own business. So I'm going to introduce my co-host from New Jersey, Jody Lewis. Hi, Jody. How are you doing?
Hi, Kadian. I'm doing great. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited as usual for our guest tonight. Well, let me go ahead and introduce myself. So I'm Jody, originally from Yard, Jamrock, Jamdown, originally living in New Jersey in the United States. I am a part-time caregiver. I used to do full-time, but now I'm able to move to part-time, all because I am running my online business. I am so happy. I've been doing this business for a little over a year now, and I am just so excited to have this second source of income. And I'm telling you, it is doing wonders for me and my family. And so we are here just to share the success that we're having with others in the business. And we are here with Monica and Cyril and Suzette. Monica and Cyril, we are so happy to have you. And Suzette, you know, they are doing wonders in the business, and we're just glad that they're here. They've joined us to share their story. So,
yes. And they're all, you know, regular people, just like all of us here, just like you watching from the comfort of your home. There's nothing special about any of us. We all just had a desire for something different, for something more, and we took that leap of faith. So we're going to dive right into our testimonials this evening. We haven't really decided who's going to start. Is there any volunteers? Otherwise, we'll just pick a name. No? Okay, let's go to our upper right-hand corner, Monica and Cyril from Montreal, Canada. Welcome.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, Katie and Jody, for having us today. It's our pleasure to be on the panel with you. We are from Montreal, Canada.
Hey everyone.
And actually, I'm originally was born in Guyana, emigrated with my family to Canada when I was really young. So I don't really remember a lot about Guyana. And
so I'm originally born in Montreal, the beautiful province of Quebec. But my mom is from, I have a Caribbean background. My mom is from Barbados and my father is from Guyana. So they met here. So we've been doing this business for
about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And how we stumbled upon it, actually, prior to starting this business, I used to be a corporate manager. And for about over 20 years. And it got to the point where I was just exhausted and I wanted to do something else. I'm like, is this it? Like, you know, I have the wonderful job. You know, we have the home, the family. But I'm like, okay, there's more. I know that I'm destined for more. I know there's a bigger purpose. And I remember having to do like the daily commute of traveling to and from, because we actually live in the suburbs of Montreal, traveling to and from to downtown. And sometimes, depending on the traffic, it can take about maybe like a couple of hours just to get to work. And that's on a good day, right? And sometimes the traffic would be at a stop that's, you know, really stalling. And so basically, I remember coming home one day and not really sure how I got home, because I was like, I realized at that point that I was on autopilot. Like I was just going through the motions because I was so tired. And it was Cyril's turn to cook. And I was on the couch and I was scrolling needlessly on Facebook, like we tend to do. And I came across an ad that, you know, talked about working from the comforts of your home and having the flexibility. And I took a look at it. And it's interesting because I'm not really one who looks at these type of things. But it caught my attention because it was a bilingual ad. And I was like wondering why a bilingual ad was in my Facebook feed. And anyways, I looked at it multiple times. I ended up watching the webinar before I brought it to Cyril's attention.
Yeah.
And then I had decided one day, you know what? This is something that I want to do. Like it checks off all of the boxes where I'm able to work from anywhere. And what I did, I brought it to his attention.
Yeah, so she brought it to my attention, and so it was my turn to cook, and she says, "Sit down, we gotta talk." And I'm like, "Oh, you know, when somebody says you gotta talk, you're in trouble." But we looked at we watched the video, we watched it several times, and then we said, "Hey, let's take a chance, let's take a look." So from my background right now, I'm currently working as a risk analyst. So my job is to detect fraud, like financial fraud, anything suspicious. So what I did is I when this information was brought to me, I did my due diligence, looked at the background, and I said, you know what? I couldn't find any bells and whistles that kind of like say, oh, this is fraud, this is something. I was skeptical. I said, hey, at the end of the day, let's take a chance and take a look. And we took a look, and we've never looked back. And there was nothing that stopped us from, taking that leap of faith,
and actually going forward.
Yeah.
And when we decided to start this business, we were overwhelmed with how welcoming the community was, and how the training was basically, step by step, where we didn't necessarily have to, if we got stuck, we had any questions, we had a coach and mentor that we could ask questions to. And we've tried previous businesses in the past where it was,
we tried drop shipping, we did private labeling, we've tried other stuff. But what happened is when you're doing those programs, there's no one to come and help you. There's no community. We in our group right now, we have a Caribbean group, and we can send a message and we can ask, hey, can anyone help us with this? And we all jump in and we help, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? We're not here to, we do have our individual business, but we're not left by ourselves. And we are here to help each other. And that was the beauty. Like, when we did drop shipping and private labeling, we got stuck. And we were like, okay, where do we go now?
Like, how do you create a website?
How do you create a website? All that stuff. So that was the beauty of this automated system and the system.
Yeah, and everything that we've learned in the past, we've been in the business for almost for over 3 years now, and everything that we learned from the personal development skills, the marketing, like these are lifelong skills that you can take with you anywhere. So we are so blessed to be in this community, and we're grateful for it. And we've made some lifelong friends that we're traveling with, and we're just having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I completely relate when you said, Monica, that you don't know how you got home or something like that. You said like you're on autopilot, right? I remember so many times driving home from work or driving from when I was in school, just like, when you become mindless, and because it's such a routine, like you said, you don't even know how you get from point A to point B, which is not really safe. But I love that point you realize that, something has to change, right? Like, how things were just wasn't okay for you. Cyril, being a risk analyst, that's so perfect for the viewers to hear, because so many times, and we were all in this position, we had doubts, right? Or we were a little bit skeptical. And there's so many businesses online right now. Everybody's wondering, is this legit? Is this legit? Is this legit? Am I going to get, take it? Am I going to lose a lot of income or something like that, putting into something that's not really going to work? Well, you did your due diligence, as you said. You're a professional in doing your due diligence. So for everyone out there that's listening, you saw somebody who literally does this for a job say that he did not find any bells or whistles, any alerts that made his antennas go up and say, oh, maybe not. This is legit, guys. You found a system that truly works, that's changing lives, and you've seen that they've been doing this for 3 years. Who's going to spend 3 years in something if it doesn't work, if they aren't seeing results, right? So. Yeah, and you talked about community. I'll let Jody speak so I don't touch on everything that you mentioned.
Yes. You mentioned what I was just going to hop on, community. I love the fact that you touched on the fact that we have people supporting each other. Nobody is left alone. We're not dealing with robots where you're just left and thrown out there to just figure everything out on your own. No, we are helping each other. We're all like-minded. We're here. We have the same goals and aspirations. We want better for ourselves and our family. We want to get out of the 9-to-5 grind. We don't want to become robots ourselves, right, Monica? No mindless. We want to be fully functional. We want to enjoy our earnings and even be able to spend time with our family. No long commute. We can travel whenever we want, and so many other things. And so there's so many of us who are experiencing that. And the community, I love the fact that we can ask each other questions. Nobody's tearing each other down. We're all here. It's like a family. It's like a family. As Monica and Cyril said, you've met long life friends in this business. Kadian is one of them that I met in this business, and she's like a really great friend. You know, someday we've
never actually met like physically in person.
Exactly, and you
not yet, anyways.
Exactly, a lot of things that you're involved in our business, you don't meet people. Is you're dealing with robots, and sometimes you don't want to deal with them because it's not a good environment that you're in. So these are some of the things that we are experiencing in this business. And Monica and Cyril, I'm so glad that you touched on these pieces, because we want people to see and listen and hear that this is actually what's going on in this business. It's like a family, it's a community. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Monica and Cyril.
Yeah. I'm going to be nosy. Do you guys speak French?
Just un peu.
Okay, let's take it to Toronto, Canada. Suzette, welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Hi, Suzette.
Hello. Thank you for having me. And by the way, I speak a little French too. I've been learning it for about 1.5 years now.
Oh, okay. We are in Canada, so
Kadian. I don't, or it's just me. Everybody seems to know some French.
Some French. I can say je m'appelle Kadian. Comment ça va? Comme ci, comme ça. That's it. All right. Sorry to interrupt, Suzette.
That's okay. Okay, my name is Suzette. I am originally from Barbados, and I've been living in Canada now for 45 years, almost 46 years, almost my whole life. I am a single parent of 2 adult children. I work in a hospital as a medical lab technician / phlebotomist. I'm the one that draws your blood. So most patients are never happy to see me. I got into this, not this particular business, but I became business minded back in 2015 when I was unemployed for 1 year. And if you've ever been unemployed, it is exhausting. It's mentally and emotionally exhausting to be unemployed. Like every day I had to kind of reinvent myself. I had to decide, like, where am I going to send my resume today? Where can I apply to today? How can I fix my resume today? So it was exhausting. And I've always wanted to own businesses. And I really got into it when I wasn't working because I had to find something to do. So I decided I was going to start a hair care line, but I didn't know enough about hair to do that. So I scrapped that. Then I decided I'm going to create a lip care line. So I started making lip balms, lip scrubs, lip oils, and I kept buying the ingredients to make these things from Amazon. And I would make them for myself and my family. I gave them to some people at work to try. And then one day I couldn't buy any more of the ingredients. I just ran out of money. And I realized that I still needed to buy a lot of things to get this business started. I even started the website, doing what I could do, what I knew to do for the website. I never finished the website. So yeah, I ran out of money and I just didn't bother with it anymore. And then one day I was on YouTube. I'm on YouTube every day. I love YouTube. And I saw who is my now coach, Samantha, in an ad. And you know, like when you're watching a video and you have your finger just ready to hit skip ad. I was doing that, just waiting. And then she mentioned that she was in Toronto. So I said, oh, let me see what this is about. So I never hit skip ad. I just listened to what she said and I was interested. And I clicked where she said to click, and here I am.
Sorry. You were talking about you were trying to do certain things and you weren't finishing a lot of stuff. Like you started this, you couldn't finish. You got to a point where you just couldn't continue. And that's what happens sometimes when you don't have that support. You know, you don't have the expertise behind you to push you and to guide you and to say, this is the next step to take, right? But I love that you found a business that gives you just that. And Monica and Cyril talked about it as well. Like you're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself. And there's a full community, as well as experts that are here to guide us through the business and to make sure that we know what the next step is and that we're never lost, right? And you mentioned the overhead costs for businesses, right? Like it's not cheap, especially when you're doing a business where products are involved and you've got to deal with manufacturers, you've got to build something, you got to do the packaging. I mean, there's a lot of overhead expenses that come with it. So it's not an easy thing. That's why in this day and age, being online is so much more efficient and affordable. Everybody's online, right? So you can reach even a lot, like people globally. So having a business online, I definitely think it's where to go. And I think you are. You made the right decision. You're in the right place and it's working for you now, right?
Yes.
You're different.
For
Yeah.
sure. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Suzette, you know, there's like-minded people. You wanted to start a business and you took the initiative, you took the step, you tried to make your lip balms and your lip scrub. And you know, it only got you so far. And there's so many people who are like you, Suzette. They want to start a business, you know, and they try different things. And some people haven't tried at all, but they know in their minds that they want to start a business, because most people understand that businesses are really what will set you up, as opposed to a 9-to-5, right?
Right.
It's yours. It's your legacy that you are building, that you can pass on to your generation to come. Me wouldn't want to pass on my 9-to-5 to my kids. I want them to inherit a business.
That is negative.
And they don't teach us this when we go to school. No, they just say, go out, get a degree, get a job, get a 9-to-5, and that's it. That's the cycle. So the fact that you did that, you did your due diligence, and you spoke about being unemployed, you know, that's another thing. But I like the fact that you tried at something, you were looking, and you stumbled upon someone that introduced you to this business, someone that you could relate to because you were in the same location, right? And I like the fact that Kadian mentioned the overhead cost and having to do stuff for yourself. In this business, everything is set up for you. It's just a plug and play. Training is basic. You don't need any credentials. You don't need to have any college degree. You have people who are in here who haven't even finished high school, you know, and they're running this business and they're doing well because they're getting the assistance that they need. And so I'm so happy for you, Suzette, that you found this business. Sorry that the lip gloss and the lip balm and the lip scrub never work, but that's okay. If that's something that you still want to do,
you still can.
Yes, I'm sure that this business will provide you with the you know, forget it though.
Yeah. I'm glad you just touched on that, Jody, because this business opens other opportunities for people, right? And not just in business. And you mentioned, Suzette, that you always wanted to own businesses. You didn't say one, you always wanted to own businesses. That's a great mindset to have. And this business will allow you to do so, as well as, you know, helping family. There's so many people in this community that I see post all the time about helping their families back home, building houses, making or setting up foundations from where they're from to help other people. Like, it really allows you to do good work in your community and for other people aside from yourself. And I think a lot of, in today's society, we're all kind of about ourselves, you know. It is a selfish era, like, to be frank, right? And not a lot of people are really thinking about others outside of themselves. And I think people are meant to serve others.
Yeah.
Right. And so this business allows you to be able to do that if that's something that you've always had in your heart. So I love that.
Yes. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of people are in positions where they're not even able to help people because
Yeah.
they're so limited. And we see the abundance of this business. It's like it overflows when a family member is in a position to help others, then it extends to family and friends.
Yeah.
And as you said, Katie, and we see people in here who are helping their family members or community from their home country. And I think that's so amazing, setting up charities, doing things for the schools in the community. And that's so remarkable. That's what happens when you own business. You're able to pass on your blessings and what you're getting from others. And you can't really do that with a 9-to-5. It's because you're living from paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth. You can't help nobody else. You want to, but you're just not in that position. Even when you're working 2 to 3 jobs, you're just so overwhelmed and just so limited.
Yeah.
So limited. And
we always
go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, we always say this each week, and your 9-to-5 really is just to pay bills. That's all it does. You'll be working until some people can't even retire on time because they can't afford to, right? Because it really just gives you covers the bare minimum. So you need to have something for yourself in order to build wealth and to build generational wealth. Most of us, I don't think, are looking to just build wealth for ourselves, right? We want to set up our future generations. We want this to carry forward. So having your own business is definitely the only way, I think, to really get that, to really get ahead. If you want to just do more than pay your bills, open a business.
Amen. Monica and Cyril, what advice do you have for anyone who's watching who may have a skeptical husband or wife?
Great question.
What advice do you have for them?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I think what you need to do, if you do have a skeptical spouse, I recommend you watch the webinar together, because if one person, especially how Monica saw this business, she brought it to me. She didn't try to hide it. She didn't try to say, okay, I'm gonna do it under the table. I'm gonna do it. Because at the end of the day, that's where the distrust comes, right? Yes. You come to do this together and watch it. At the end of the day, get all the information that you can get, and then make the decision after.
Yeah, make the decision together. And you know what? Jot down your questions. That's what the coach and mentor are there for, to answer any questions that you may have. Anything that doesn't make any sense, they'll explain everything from A to Z for you.
Yeah.
If you're on the fence and you're wondering, okay, if this is for me, it really doesn't hurt to take a look. You never know. If you keep thinking, oh, one day I'm going to start that business, will that one day ever come if you don't take any action?
Yeah.
Right?
And if you, a lot of the times we will say, okay, we'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I'll say, okay, I'll do it next week. And then I'll do it next month. And then I'll do it next year. Then 3 years down the road, you're like, oh, I should have done that. And now you have regrets, you have dreams, you have ambitions, you have desires. And a lot of the times we read a lot of books, and you don't want your dreams to die with you when you get to your end of your life. You want to experience life to the fullest, you want to pass it down to your next generation. You want your kids so that they don't have to work extremely hard to get to that,
to that next level.
We do this for our families, so you just got to take a lot of things. Is just, you got to take a chance. You got to take the leap of faith, faith over fear. That's,
Exactly. Yeah. And God put that thought in your mind for a reason. He put the dreams in your mind for a reason. They're meant to happen.
Yes.
Go ahead, take action.
Thank you, Monica and Cyril. Thank you for that. Because I know a lot of wives, husbands are out there, and they have that inclination. They have that feeling of knowing that they need to take a chance to make a better life for themselves their family, but sometimes, hesitant when you want to bring it to your skeptical husband or wife, what they're going to say, what they're going to think. And you really want to try it. And because you're both together, you want to be able to make the decision together. So it's good that you did mention the webinar that we have when you sign up with your name and email address. It's a complimentary webinar or workshop that you can watch to get the information and watch it together and then see if it talks to you, see if it speaks to you, if it's on your mind. And then, as Monica and Cyril say, reach out to us. We will answer questions that you may have or any concerns, and then you'll be able to make a decision if it's for you. And if it's not for you, then you just, it's not for you.
Yeah. And so to get to that information session that we're talking about, just message wherever you're watching this, whoever's page that you're on, that you're watching this live right now, reach out to them. They will guide you on how we can get you the information session so that you can take a look and see if it's something for you. Okay. Any last words from everyone? Suzette, sorry. I was reading a comment. There's no Jacqueline on this panel, but there is somebody watching named Jacqueline right now. Suzette, any last words before we go to wrap up? Any final thoughts?
I would just say to anyone who is skeptical about starting this business or any business, just jump in and take that leap of faith. That's what I did. I know we hear that a lot. Just take the leap of faith, but that's what it is. It's a leap of faith. Invest in yourself. Like I've said before, I didn't even know that was a thing until I started this business. When I hear the word investment, I think of financial investment. I didn't know I could invest in myself. And I know that now, and I'm glad I did it. And I would also say to that person, like you said before, do your due diligence. Find out the good about this business, find out the bad about it, because, that way you can make an informed decision.
Yeah. Information is key. How about Monica and Cyril? Any final words before we wrap up? I know you already had a.
I'm going to say, just take that chance. Like really take that chance. Don't let fear hold you back. I mean, fear is only fear is really is to protect you. And there's nothing that's really scary out there. There's nothing that you need to be scared of, right? Mm-hmm. Or fearful of. And this is something that is life-changing, and you should just try it once to say, okay, take a look. It's, and if it's not for you, then you have the information and you could say, okay, I checked it out. But don't let fear hold you back for pretty much anything in life. Just don't let,
if you want change, if you want something new, if you feel that you're not living your purpose, and this might just be the opportunity that you're looking for, it's a great vehicle to get exactly where you want to be.
I love that. It's a great vehicle. I 100% agree. The consensus across the board is don't let fear stop you from taking that chance, from getting to where you're trying to reach. Faith over fear. We love that. We talk about that in this community all the time. So if you're at home and you're fearful, you're having doubts, information doesn't cost you anything, right? Get the information. At least take that first step to get the information and then decide from there where you want to go next. But if you don't take that chance, you'll never know, and you'll still be in the same position, and you'll still, have that thought, I wish I had, or what if I had. Yes. You don't want to live in regrets. Nothing happens if you don't take a foot or take a step forward, right? You can't progress if you don't take that step forward. Jody, any last words from you?
Just take that leap of faith. Most of the times when we're afraid of what is on the other side, it's actually what we're looking for. What will help us to get to where we need to be. So just take that leap of faith. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna kill you. You get the information, and if it's a mistake, you will get over that mistake. You learn from that mistake. You know, people have tried things and it don't work, and they keep trying till they get to where they need to be. You have to try to find out if it is for you. If you're afraid that you don't try, that means say you won't know. And if you don't know, then it's not gonna happen. You have to. That's what this life is all about. When you put in an application for a job, most people don't afraid. Why? Because you have that inclination that you either get it or you don't get it.
Mhm.
And you move on. So why
Yes.
can't you think the same thing when it comes on to a business, which is even better than a 9 to 5? I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's not a life or death decision. I love that. Thank you so much to both of our guests, to all of our guests, 3 of you. We really appreciate you being on with us this evening. It was very insightful. I loved hearing you guys share. And I know that you've inspired someone out there watching this evening to take that next step. So thank you guys. Till next week, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you again for another episode. I think it's next Monday, Jody. Is it a date next week?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we have to double check.
Yeah, well, you'll see us post it when our next live is. We're really happy to all our guests that joined us this evening. I'll kind of shout out a few. Joyce, thanks for watching. Trisha, Renee, Merlita, Shoshana, Rochelle, Patrick, Marvelous, Peta, Joan. Yeah. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us this evening. Thank you for your interactions. Don't forget to follow whoever you're watching, if you're not following them already, follow them, like, comment, and share this live. We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of Meko Talk with Katie and Jody. Good night.
Good night. Blessings.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.